Today on A Commonly Good MTG, we're playing Toy Story 2, which is a mono-white deck featuring Dollmaker's Shop. If you want to learn how to make a bunch of little babies constantly every turn, this is the deck for you. Stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, a person whose playstyle is most often referred to in the tabloids as drunken, Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Filmed for a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, posted by Sharkman, called Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2 Electric Boogaloo, and we are going to be playing with a bunch of cards, including Dollmaker Shop, aka the Porcelain Gallery. All right, so what we're going to do is let's get down to it. We'll talk about the cards that are in this deck, we'll talk about how it should work, and then we're going to go ahead and go out and crush some hopes and dreams. What do we got here today? Let's take a look. We've got Authority of the Consuls, which causes your opponent's creatures to come in slow, and then you gain a life every time they put that creature out. So you get life gain, and haste is completely nullified on their part. Ruin-Lurker Bat gives you life gain and a little bit of scry action. This guy gets bigger every time you gain life. So we got lots of life gain so far, and this guy just laps it up. This guy puts out a bat when he comes into play and when he dies. And then when he attacks, you got Battle Cry, which gives all your dudes +1/+0 till the end of the turn. Enduring Innocence, when it comes out, it's got life gain or life link, and he's a 2/1. Whenever another creature comes out with a power of 2 or less, you draw a card. We got lots of creatures coming out with power 2 or less, so that's awesome. When it dies, it just comes back as an enchantment, and you still have the ability that says whenever you have a creature that controls that comes in with power 2 or less, you draw a card. Now, it only triggers once per turn per Enduring Innocence, so it's not a lot of card draw, but it's some. It's pretty decent. Archangel Elspeth puts out a 1/1 white soldier who's going to trigger off a lot of stuff going on there. You can put 2 Popo counters on a target creature. It becomes an angel and has flying. So that's good. We got a little bit of evasion. What is a -6? Super Saiyan is return all non-land permanents with a mana value of 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That is all of this stuff. All of this stuff would come back. If it gets destroyed, she will help bring it all back from the graveyard. Elspeth the Storm Slayer, if you'd put out 1 token, instead you put out 2 tokens. Twice that many tokens will be created. You could put out a white soldier creature token, which means if you have the Storm Slayer out and the Archangel, you'd be creating 2 soldiers every time you use their +1 ability. The +0 is you get a Popo counter on each creature you control, and they gain flying until the end of the turn. That usually finishes a game right there. That is the bomb at the end. That usually finishes things off. -3, destroy target creature and opponent controls with mana value of 3 or greater. Whatever. Her other abilities are usually way better for you than that. Smile Death. At the beginning of your upkeep, return 2 target creature cards with power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That is every creature that you have. Everything. So you can bring all your creatures back from the graveyard, 2 of them, and you put Popo counters on them. So yeah, this is a great card to put out. You got a lot of recursion between Elspeth and Smile Death. Virtue, put out a 2/2 dude, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you put a Popo counter on each creature control, untap those creatures. That is just devastating if they don't have the ability to get rid of all your creatures or this particular enchantment. Lastly, Dollmaker Shop. Anytime when 1 or more non-toy creatures you control attack a player, you create a 1/1 white toy artifact creatures. And that's great. It's way better than you think it would be. But the thing is, if you attack with other toys, it doesn't help you out. But you only get 1 per turn. But you can get out multiples of these things, and you can get multiple dudes out then per turn for each one you got out. Lastly, if you get up to Porcelain Gallery, which costs 6, the creatures you control have a base power and toughness equal to the number of creatures you control. So if you got a nice wide board, you got 5 guys out, each of them become 5/5 guys, plus whatever Popo counters they got. And as you saw, we were putting Popo counters out before that. This guy puts out little mites. This guy puts out fish. And you can also use it to sacrifice token things to draw cards if you need to. So we got a lot of good card draw. We got a lot of recursion. We got a lot of token generation. This deck is packing. All right, so that's it. What are we going to do? We're going to slow things down for our opponent. We're going to be gaining life. We're going to be putting out a nice wide board and then just pounding them mercilessly with giant dudes if we can help it. All right, so before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black Queen Shouldered, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentations of the women. And we're playing against Chansey Danger. Chansey with an S. Is that a name? All right, keep. All right, let's see. Nothing to do for 1, 2, 3. Here's a 2. Let's throw this level over there like that. All right, well, I'm going to put creatures out. All right, I'll tell you, we'll start with somebody I don't care about as much. We'll start with the White Knigget. Give him something to shoot at. All right, so I'll get out the Enduring Innocence. That'll help us draw cards as we get more dudes out. Question is that are we fast enough to be able to fly past roots? That's a single card. Cool, we can throw out a land. Getting up to 5 is going to be our bee's knees because we can throw out a virtual lord and just have these guys grow. Is that it? And untap. There we go. Now he's in a very bad situation. He's got to wipe the board. He's not going to like it otherwise. Nope. He's... Who are you going to destroy? Virtual Loyalty. All right, fine. I'll put out another one then. Can I just pop this up? There we go. All in. All right, that was wonderful. I didn't even plan on that. Usually I don't have the mana to activate that one. Victory! All right, playing against SethCockField. And here we are. Game's on. Hey, Cuber. Looks like you're looking for some John cubes. There you go. That guy's on fire. Just let him go. We want to get rid of him. I just have to, he's playing the steel cutter is what he's doing. I want to get rid of that guy. I got to block. And now he doesn't have that card to play anymore. Number 3. We got life gain, which is great. Got to get up to 5 mana, and then things will really start rocking for us. All right, let's see. Here comes a bat, which is going to draw us a card. We'll see what we'll draw. We'll put out our next boy. Is right back where we were at before. And we win. Suck and sucker fish in your face. All right, put against Jackiescandle. 1, 2, 3, 5. How you doing, redfish? 1 fish, blue fish, 2 fish, red fish. Here, Cuber. I'll get you some Energon cubes too. All right, 2. All right, first, we're going aggro. Everything's pretty awesome right at the moment. 3. All right, we have the ability to block his little boy. It'll cool the Enduring Innocence, but that's probably fine. Yeah, come at me, brah. We'll put out a baby. Draw a little card. And you come after Elspeth that way if I wanted to. They come in, he kills stuff, and everything on his side will die. Let's just go all in. I say, do you want your guys with, yeah, there you go. Land, is that really our thing? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that is exactly our thing. I mean, anything in the graveyard, so her super saiyan ability is not really going to help at all. We'll put out another one. Let's see what we draw. Next to combat. There we go. All right, 5 up. And there we go. Things are now starting to slide in our direction. Are we going to take out Planeswalker? Nope, that's a good one for you to take out, all right. All right, you got more than enough to overstuff. Essence Chandler's looking good. Let's see what we draw here. We got 4 mana. Another land, huh? We're about to Storm Slayer here in a second. I think I'm okay. Let's go up. I don't care if he kills one of them. There you go. All right, it's down to 2. All right, we're looking really good. Do not wipe the board. It's got 4 mana left. Get out a vampire with lifelink. That's good for you, baby. Still, the most you can gain is 3 out of this deal. All right, we're going to get lots of people flying at this point. Everybody gets flying. And we win! And we win! Victory! All right, playing against RalfTM. RalfTM. 2 mana. All right, I really like this early game. Anything I can do Authority of the Consuls straight up is good game to me. All right, let's see what we can do. Hopefully it doesn't get countered or something dumb. Welcome out, Simic Princess. All right, that's fine. We'll do this. We'll put out a couple of bats, as one does. Then we get the Essence Chandler out and start raking it up. Would have been nice to go in first. We're playing on the draw like a sucker. Keep going for it. I'm hoping Authority is going to be very helpful. This guy seems to be creature-based. Yeah, we're fine. Have a good time. There we go. Beep, beep. All right, we can bring guys back from the graveyard once we get up to 5 mana. So we hopefully could draw another one at some point here. We don't need it for a while till our guys get killed. He's just going for, like, what? Simic prowess? There's some bounce. There we go. There's his big guys. You can see it up there. That's who he wants. He'll be able to put it out. Just has ward, though. All right, Ruin-Lurker Bat. It'll come out because the Authority all tap. That'll be nice. All right, he's really strong. He blocks with that, though, and if it's a 5/5, then I guess this Chandler will be dead, and that's not great. Oh, but what is this? Battlecry does what? +1/+? It's just not great enough. Might have to... Yeah, he's trying to bounce it back. All right, you've already made my decisions for me at that point. All right, that's it for your mana. That's a whole lot of me not caring. Got my 5th mana, which I'm looking forward to. Let's put out the Essence Chandler. All in, baby cakes. Battle cry! Down to 3. All right, he's looking good. That just makes him the target. That's the thing. Everybody else looks like a little wuss, but I got him dead to rights next turn. Unless he somehow wipes the board. Bounce the 2 of my guys back. You got 1 mana left. Okay, you're still well within lethal. You can't block flying guys. You can bounce 1 guy. Even if you put a creature out, you come out tapped. All right, that's it. All right, so you should give up at this point. And we win. Boom, boom. Goes the room. Victory. All right, playing against the 10th Shadow. 10th Shadow. Goes Vacuum. All right, there's some babies for us. I appreciate that. Baby. I touched you. Don't. I touched you. I'll touch you again. He's going to go try to bring that guy back. So what do you got? Black in there too? Is that the deal? Can't do anything with that. You have no mana. Another baby. Okay, we've gone wide. Hopefully we got some strength there. Oh, you got black up there. It's still 2 mana is not going to do much. You can kill one guy. Apparently that's who you're looking at. You give me a bat if that's the case. There you go. Yeah, he's looking for his 4 mana so he can zombify. Basically, I'm just trying to outrace him getting the 4 mana. Fourth mana comes out slow. We got a little bit of time. All right, the question is, I don't want to go after her. I don't care. Ooh, there we go. We just got to go for his face. He's down to 4. The question, if he brings back Mothman, can we still win next turn with, even though he's going to gain like whatever 8 life or some crap like that? All right, 7 life he'll gain back. I need 1 mana to be able to turn on the other side of the Toy Story there. In which case these guys are all going to become super large and the life gain will not matter. I think I can still do it. I don't want to do the math, though. I think we still got it. All right, we didn't get what we want, but we can give everybody +1/+1 in flying. Let's just do it. And we win! Suck it, sucker fish! Victory! All right, so here we are with Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2, and this was an incredibly fun deck. Very good. Yeah, the synergy here is what made this deck really work well. The fact that you could get guys out. Also, there's like an aggro level deck, as in like you're doing a lot of things early. Maybe it's not so much about attacking all the time, but just early play that I appreciate so much. Because Authority of the Consuls, I was big time into that. If I'd had 3 of them, I put 3 of them out in my first 2 turns if I could do it. Ruin-Lurker Bat, great. The fact that we had a little bit of life gain thing going on with the Essence Chandler and the Ruin-Lurker Bat making things stronger. But still, Enduring Innocence, comboing up with Dollmaker's Shop to be able to make that thing draw cards for you, which allowed you to get more stuff coming on. I never used Smile of Death, but it would be great. I can see how it's going to work out great, bringing back like Essence Chandler and Ruin-Lurker Bat all the time. Fantastic. The The Elspeths were great with this deck too. The synergy was just so strong. And I used Virtue of Loyalty for the enchantment part a lot. And it worked great because we were going wide and they all became super big. So between that and like the Storm Slayer, making everything get +1, +0, and flying, I mean, we had some bombs that were just incredible by the time we get to the mid game. And altogether, it was a tight, synergistic deck. Very fun, and you can play a lot of things constantly throughout the deck. All right, let's get to it. Who is the MVP? Who's the most valuable player? I'm taking a look here. I'm going to say it's Dollmaker's Shop. I mean, it's literally called Toy Story because of Dollmaker's Shop. And I'm going to say, yeah, absolutely. Dollmaker's Shop was the MVP of this deck because it was an engine because it kept putting a dude out every turn, which then Enduring Innocence would make you draw the extra card. But having those guys out there, getting yourself wide, which makes Elspeth Stormslayer, doing all your creatures gain +1/+1 and flying. That was super good. The Virtue of Loyalty, giving +1/+1 to everything at the end of the turn. Dollmaker's Shop, just getting a bunch of dudes out here. Yeah, Dollmaker's Shop was the MVP of this particular deck. So congratulations, Dollmaker's Shop. You deserve it. You're going to Disneyland. All right, let's see. Was this deck competitive? Well, in casual, I have a 67% win rate. If I played it on the play, so I went first, I had an 89% win rate. So it just depends who you're playing against. I think the deal is that, yeah, if you're playing against in a more aggro deck, they have a greater chance of coming at you. But still, this deck did fairly well against all decks. 67%, I'm still winning 2 out of every 3 games I play. So that you can't huff at that. When I took it onto the ladder, it was a different story. I was getting slaughtered out there. I don't know why. It could have just been that, I had a bad shuffle. Maybe I was picking up on the draw all the time. I played 3 games, and I just was like, I'm just going to go back to casual play. Casual play, I was cleaning it up. I was cleaning it up like I don't want to come up with a simile for that. We'll just keep moving. So anyways, it was a great deck to play. If you're just looking for fun, Dollmaker Shop is a great, fun deck to play. Big time. I'm not sure I would take it onto the tournament scheme, but, it might do well. Was this deck fun? Yes, absolutely was fun. Why? Because it had a lot of great things to do in turn 1, mostly Authority of the Consuls. I love Authority of the Consuls. I think it's a great card. If you got white, I love putting it in there. I love making it to where everybody else's stuff comes out slow. I love that. There's a lot of good synergy here. When you put your guys out, they grow nicely. The fact they have some flying guys. You got the ability to give dudes flying. You got lots of bats going on. It was the evasion. It just had a lot of cool tricks that worked in your favor. Plus, you're putting out little dudes that were great for chumping pretty much every single game or every turn. That was good. Fountainport allows you to draw cards too, and you can sacrifice your toys to that kind of thing. There's a lot of utility, a lot of choices to be made. And you could do the things you needed to do. And the one thing I don't know is when you attack, you create 2 red warrior tokens and sacrifice them at the beginning of your next end step. I don't know. It's there. I haven't used it. It might be cool. All right, lastly, was this an interesting deck? Yeah, it was. Why was it interesting? Because of the synergy between the cards. It almost felt tribal to a certain extent. The way that a good tribal deck should, where you got a bunch of elves and the elves work together doing elven stuff, or the goblins doing goblin stuff together. In this case, there wasn't any tribal thing going on. You got bats and bats and bats. All right, I guess we did have a lot of bats. Was this really bat tribal and I didn't even notice it? We got lots of soldiers and toys and Harry Potter's super high sheep, Animus or whatever. Yeah, but still, the fact that there was so much synergy between your creatures and the rest of your cards, it felt tribal, which felt really good. So I'm going to say, yeah, this was a very interesting deck. All right, so let's count it up. Was this deck competitive? Casually, absolutely it was. And that's where I like to put my money. So I'm going to say yes. Was this deck fun? I'm going to say yes. And was this deck interesting? Totes my goats. I'm going to give this deck an A+. If you're a ladder climber, sure, maybe it's not an A+. But if you're just somebody who likes to play interesting, cool decks, this is a deck for you. So there you go, A+ deck. And as I'm required by federal law to say, this deck is so choice. I'd highly recommend you pick one up, should you have the means. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the underground secret headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes.